this is Fabio Terezinho. It's my pleasure to be here again with Flavio Guimarães in Houston at AVEVA Day. Flavio, thanks for joining us. Good to see you again.
Good to see you again,
always
as always.
A pleasure.
Yeah.
So Flavio is the co-founder and co-owner of RADIX, one of the largest growing system integrators in the globe, I would say. Can you endorsed system integrator for AVEVA?
Yes, important.
Yeah, can you tell a little bit about RADIX, how you differentiate yourselves and how you work with AVEVA?
So RADIX is a technology service company with global operations. So we have offices here in US, in Brazil, in Europe, and we have been delivering projects in over 35 countries around the globe. And I would say we have a kind of a unique profile because we combine the 4 knowledge domains in one company. So consulting, so we support customers with technology consulting. Engineering, we cover all the life cycle of engineering from conceptual design, basic design, feed, detailing design. Operations technologies, from shop floor, automation, up to MES, ERP, and a lot of software and data capabilities. So when we put together capabilities and also the AVEVA portfolio that combines engineering, operations, and optimizations, I would say that we have a kind of a unique profile that combine this capability in order to offer operations excellence to our customers. So we focus on operations excellence, sustainability, and innovation. And today we serve around 15 different segments, oil and gas, chemicals, power, metals and mining, pulp and paper, infrastructure. So and then we do a cross-pollination of these solutions to the other segments.
Wonderful, and that's exactly the strategy for AVEVA as well. When we built this portfolio of solutions and the industrial platform with Connect was really to help companies like you to go beyond one specific area of automation, right? We are far away from the times when we had the islands of automation. Interoperability, connectivity is where you drive more value to customers today. So it's great to have partners like yourself that have the knowledge and the ability to connect those products together, right? And to keep it real, Flavio, because let's be honest, every vendor, every partner say they can do that, right?
Beautiful phrases.
But when you go to the real world, can you share some real data from real customers that use AVEVA and your expertise from RADIX to achieve tangible results, right?
For us, Fabio, it's clear that technology is a way to get into results. So when we discuss with our customers, we strive to understand where we are going to bring value to them. Because our main point is how to extract value from the technology stack that they have. And most of our customers use AVEVA products, especially Pi.
Excellent.
And Pi is a really good foundation for the data. And then we have been developing applications using Pi Analytics over Pi to find this value that we could bring. And then we found a lot of values in reliability. So we developed predictive models in order to improve the reliability for some customers. And what we do, combining our engineering capability, we built what we call hybrid models, where we combine first principle models with data science. So the models are really robust. So we have really good cases. So for one of a major oil and gas company, they have upstream operations. So they had a program for 3 platforms to put this predictive maintenance program in order to monitor compressors, turbines, boosters, in order to avoid a shutdown. Because a shutdown of one of these key equipment in an offshore platform, it stops the production. It's a lot of money.
Millions of dollars per hour.
The cost of lost production is really high. With this solution that we put together, running in a monitor center that they have for these platforms, they were able to avoid around 12 shutdowns.
Wow.
And put this in numbers, dollar-wise, it was around $2 million in 1 year. Yeah.
Wow.
So this is a type of a solutions that we bring together the expertise from data, the expertise from engineering, and in the end of the day, the customer had kind of a savings around $2 million.
Wow, easy ROI to
justify to roll out the program.
Is it scalable, Flavio? Can it be repeated
Definitely, especially having a platform like Connect that you will be receiving data from the other different data sources. So having similar equipment we can use and test the same models. Of course, this is important to have a kind of a governance in the models, in the program, but the goal is to be scalable. We are always working with global companies. They have operations everywhere in the 5 continents. So that's the goal, that we build something that could be replicable to the other and maximize the gains.
Excellent. No, glad you can quantify the ROI in dollars. It's always important to show the value, right? You're not using technology for the sake of using it. It's towards a goal and how you measure and you achieve that goal. And you mentioned Connect, which compared to anything else in the portfolio of AVEVA is relatively newer, right? We're still talking 5-6 years of Connect in the market, but compared to tools like Pi that are in the market for 40, it's still earlier. And how do you usually prove the value or demonstrate the value, or how do you see the value of Connect when you talk to customers nowadays?
Yeah, I would say that the main value that we see today is the scalability. Because having a platform like Connect, you can scale to other units, to other facilities, in different geographies. Because you can have everything on-premise, and the solution will be there. You can build kind of a wonderful models, but this is hard to scale. Once you have a platform in the cloud that you can use the standard models there, and then you can connect different facilities to this layer, so scalability becomes much easier.
Right.
So I'd say that one of the main benefits having a platform like Connect, of course, using all the tools for the new technologies with AI would be available there. But I would say that the main benefit is the scalability.
Got it. And maybe being devil's advocate here, right? There are, I know RADIX has a lot of IT expertise as well. It's one of your differentiations, right? You can cross that bridge between OT and IT, keeping a lot of expertise in OT. But when you go to cloud systems, there are multiple very strong and well-established data lakes, data warehouses, right? From companies like Microsoft, AWS, Databricks, Snowflakes. By the way, all of them partner with AVEVA and have native interface with Connect. So the hot seat question is why Connect versus those other systems? Not even versus, knowing that most of our customers are using one or multiple of those hyperscalers already in their infrastructure. Why to add Connect to the mix?
Yeah. By the way, all of them are also RADIX partners.
Excellent.
Yes, so we work with Microsoft, AWS. We develop a lot of solutions with Databricks and Snowflake. And having Connect, I would say that the main advantage is when you have a suite of products of AVEVA, so the interoperability is much easier. So it's kind of a seamless integration to receive data from the different systems. So Pi can receive a lot of real-time information, but you also have the engineering data, all the drawings, all the 3D models, and even transactional data coming from, for instance, or inspections like AVEVA mobile operator. So all these different types of data, when you combine engineering, operations, real-time, transactional, and coming from an AVEVA suite. I know that Connect can integrate with other systems, but it's much easier. So it's seamless integration. So for the sake of the solution in the end, even for the performance, I see that is a great advantage.
Excellent. Glad to hear that, because we built and we are evolving Connect to do exactly that, right? It's really about interoperability and how to share data in a scalable and safe and secure manner. In most cases with those other warehouses and data lakes. That's why we are aligned here in the partnerships, right? We are building these ecosystems of companies that work together seamlessly, because at the end of the day, it's not really either or. is how well those systems work together that will deliver the optimum value to the customers, right? We'll probably never get to the warehouse IT use cases that those companies address, but they also do not have the OT focus, right? Contextualizing industrial data, OT data, the way that AVEVA and Connect does.
Yeah. And not only OT, Fabio, but also engineering. And that's when you bring the engineering to the equation, all the isometrics, PNIDs, PFDs, and the data sheets, and then correlate this with the real-time data, and you're doing the proper contextualization, because all the advanced solutions that we talk today about AI will only work if you have a really good data foundation.
Got it.
Really organized and reliable data foundation, otherwise the AI models will hallucinate.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And the thing we say that, so putting all these pieces together, so AVEVA, Microsoft, Databricks, AWS, Snowflake. So we are the guys that make the magic happen.
Yeah.
So how are you going to work all these different pieces all together? So that's where
the puzzle.
the puzzle. How you bring the puzzle in with something meaningful to the business of the customer.
Yeah.
Regarding operations, excellence, regarding sustainability. So the customer named the challenge, and then how can we extract the value from the tech platform for that?
I love it. I even used to say that the fundamental value of Connect is to transform raw data into meaningful, actionable information to different personas that can do something to improve the process, minimize waste, or increase safety based on this meaningful information that is driven by the reliable data, right?
It's like refining, So you have oil, and you need diesel of high quality, you need to refine. So you need to refine the data to have meaningful information to support smarter decisions.
Exactly. Pi Connect is the refinery of raw data for OT, right?
Transform.
We should patent this slogan there. Now, since you are a business owner, Flavio, a very successful one, right? RADIX is growing very fast. Switching a little bit more for the business side of things, we are seeing major disruptors, right? You're seeing economic factors, you're seeing lack of stability from the political point of view. We are seeing technology disruptors like AI. You simply cannot ignore that, right? And I don't know if you have the same view, but I see a lot of system integrators consolidating as well, right? Becoming bigger by acquisitions and acquiring by market share, by industry, by expertise, and so on. Hard to find the other way around, right? Companies divesting looks like is the consolidation time. Why it matters to end users, in your opinion, what end users should look for when they see this landscape and they need a partner for the long run?
I would say that's our journey, especially here in the US, because we started the business in Brazil, but we established in the US for about 12 years. And from US, we are acting globally because our customers are global. And Fabio, I'd say that's all about trust. So you need to be reliable to the customer. So our vision is to build long-term relationships with our customers, with our partners. And this you need to build that trust. And we build that trust delivering. So why are we an endorsed partner of AVEVA? Because we like our team to be the best. So we certified a team. I believe that we are among the top 2 or top 3 AVEVA partners with certifications related to some technologies. Pi is one of them. Why? Because we have a lot of customers using AVEVA technologies, and we would like to be the best option for them. And how they will know that? So we always start small, and we deliver. Okay, so these guys we can trust. These guys are reliable. And then with that, we start to build the relationship and taking new challenges together. And we are really glad because our VIP customers, we are seen as part of their team. There's no difference. Oh, that's the company A and RADIX. No. It's a team working together to get to the common goal. Their challenge becomes our challenge. And building this relationship based in trust I would say this is the most important. That's the personal relationship. Yeah, you know that's okay. The guy can call me. I had customers calling me 6 a.m. in the morning, 11 p.m. Okay, let's sit and work together to solve. And then so I believe this common sense of trust is really important in order to make a decision who will be my partner in the long run.
Goes a long way, and that's one of maybe the top criteria that we take to give the endorsed level to our partners, which is less than 1% of more than 5,000 integrators of AVEVA, are the ones that take this principle of trust, one of the values from AVEVA, to the market in the real world to customers as well. Because I agree, I used to tell my team that the best salesperson for the next project is the previous project, right? If you do, or the worst one, if you deliver in the previous one, that's your best argument to be competitive on the next one.
Especially in the service business.
Yes.
Yeah. Since we are in the service business, we needed to deliver well.
Yeah.
I joke with my teammates that our marketing phrase should be like Uber Eats or DoorDash. We deliver. We deliver the product on time, on budget.
At the end of the day, it's people, right? We talk about technology, concepts, processes, and so on, but comes down to people, right? People trust people, people deliver, people understand people, until AI takes over all of us, maybe one day. But for now, in the foreseeable future, it's still about people. And since it's about people, Flavio, from your point of view as a business owner, why partnering with AVEVA? What's the value that you see in that?
Let's say the broad range of the technologies, and again, Fabio, reliability. So we can rely on your products. We know that they deliver. So when we see, let's say, Pi is one of the major products. So it hosts millions and millions of data. Of text. If you put the values of the data, is billions of data. And it's stable, it's reliable, and we are talking about critical operations that they cannot stop. So that's why. So we need. So since we are a service company, we need to work with the best technologies in the market. The most reliable technologies, the ones that when I need, I know that you'll be there. So and then about engineering. So we are also an engineering company. In the engineering side, we are more as a customer of AVEVA. In order to design refineries, design petrochemical plants, design offshore platforms. So we have to have reliable tools because this is serious. So it's something that could explode. Could kill people. So safety. So we are very serious about that. So we have to use the best tools in the market. And the broad range that AVEVA offers to the markets is something really helpful, because today the customers are seeing the total life cycle. From the engineering, handover, operations, maintenance, optimization. When you can have a suite that enables all this life cycle, you can extract much more value, and spend less money.
You just described the core of AVEVA's recent history strategy, which is to bring those product companies together, right? OSIsoft, Wonderware, the original AVEVA Engineering, bring them together to build a concise portfolio of solutions for industrial automation. And on top of that, have Connect as the industrial platform to leverage hybrid systems, right? Keeping on-prem what delivers value on-prem, but have the scalability and the geographical reach in real time of the cloud, right? But again, technology gets you, or even products get you so far until you need people and partners like RADIX to put the pieces of the puzzle together and transform that into a project that delivers actual value. Even with interoperability with other systems that were not built from AVEVA. And that's core of what our CEO calls radical collaboration, right? It's really about take collaboration and partnership to the core of AVEVA's strategy, because especially when we became an industrial platform, the success of the platform is tied to the success of the ecosystem. And the ecosystem is all about partnerships that bring people and companies that deliver to your point, to your customers in a timely manner, in a reliable manner, right? And we are all doing that for years in the industry. We learned many lessons, and you again have been very successful to this point. What about the future, right? What you believe customers need to expect and what they need to prepare for the next 2, 3, 5 years down the road when they decide where to invest their dollars, their budget in projects, specifically industrial automation?
Yeah, we are living a very interesting moment, with all this availability of processing, of data, of artificial intelligence. And I would say that in the short, mid-term, let's say 2, 3 years, companies will need to prepare themselves to extract the most of these technologies, because I would say that no one is ready. And the challenge is about the data. The data is not ready. So they need to be organized, they need to be clean, they need to be reliable, they need to be contextualized. And there is a huge effort, because we're talking about legacy systems with decades of data. So I would say that in the next years, company will be preparing themselves to maximize the power of technology. I would say that we are not there yet, because we needed to do this housekeeping, this homework.
Build the foundation.
The foundation, the foundation. I have all this data. Now we see all the MIT, Harvard reports, Forbes, that, there are a lot of data, but I'm not extracting value because it's it's huge. So how I will organize, how I will contextualize all this data, and then take the best of this emerging technology. So I would say that the next 2, 3 years will be preparation to launch.
Which sounds like exactly what Connect was mostly built to solve, right? To allow customers to contextualize this data in a scalable, secure, and a way that this contextualized data can be shared by different systems, even AI agents, to drive insights and results from it, right? So we are right there with you. We believe on the same thing, and that's why we prioritize in Connect Data Service all the capabilities that you need to contextualize, clean this data, and apply standards. So it's not only about data, right? It's about the quality of the data and the contextualization of this data that can be consumed by other systems as well. And what about challenges? What about problems? If you can make a SWOT analysis of, even challenges in the context of AVEVA, right? What we need to do better?
Yeah, that's a good question. But I would say it's in our side, on the service side, I would say to prepare the workforce for these industrial challenges that we see. There's a lot of new technologies, a lot of new things happening. So, and how we gonna take advantage of the knowledge that already exists, of the aging workforce, and to the new ones that are coming, and prepare them to work. We have different generations now with different expectations. And sometimes when talking about the products, so they have different expectations than our generation about, and even about the speed, the performance of the product. So I'd say this is one thing that I was discussing with a customer the other day. We like the products to be faster, to deliver faster results, because that's the expectation of our engineering team. But they are younger. They are not used to.
And they expect a shorter learning curve as well, right? If you tell someone, it's going to take you 3 months to learn this product, it's not acceptable.
They give up. I remember when I started as an engineer, so I ran simulations that took a whole week.
To get the results.
Computational fluid dynamics in order to get the results. So today, no one waits for 1 week in order to get the results. So I'd say that this is a kind of a tech challenge. So how can we improve the performance, but also educate this new generation to understand the constraints and make the best use of it?
I agree, and that's one of the key pillars of our program, is what I call enablement, technical enablement, which is 100% education, right? And if I'm really honest about that, the great thing about Enable is all the initiatives we take to educate our partners and our customers about our roadmaps, our visions, our products, the end result is completely bidirectional, right? We teach them as much our technology as we learn from them about what they are seeing in the market, what kind of challenges they are seeing.
The bottlenecks.
And at the end of the day, is the core of the value of ecosystems, right? This exchange of ideas, technologies, and knowledge to accelerate, minimize the learning curve and make sure that we go in the right direction. Because to your point, things are happening faster. And we have, even if we fail, we have to fail even faster than in the past, right? And even when we succeed, we need to get there fast enough to keep beating the competition that is fiercer than ever. But we continue here and we continue leading. Right?
The competition forces us to be better.
Yes.
That's good. That's a good driver.
That's good.
Without the competition, we're going to, okay, and relax. No, the competition makes us awaken and sharpen our skills.
If that's the case, we'll be sharper than ever in the years to come because it's going to increase. But we are committed to be here and continue being a leader together with our partners, including RADIX. Flavio, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming here.
Thanks, Fabio.
Look forward
always
to
a pleasure
continue
talking to
working
you.
with you.
Thank you. Thank you.